who tragically lost her life, Jackie Walorski, who died tragically in a car accident with some of her campaign staff. He tried to excuse Biden's gaffe here. Let's see how good of a job he did. Let's grade him.
I mean, I think everyone understands that the president, unfortunately, uniquely understands how the family is feeling, and I'm sure he made that very clear to them when they came to the White House on Friday. I think just to acknowledge it, he had a slip of the tongue, move on. It's unfortunate. Again, life is here. He understands and empathize. I think that's what's most important here, and I think Kareem did try to do that.
People make mistakes, and you try to.
Yeah. It is life. We've all done it before.
So Sanders Townsend says it was just a slip of the tongue, even though he was, gesturing, looking around. And then you have Chuck Todd, of course, saying it's just a mistake and we should move on. Your thoughts, Eric? A lot of mistakes from Biden, lots of accidents and gaffes.
A lot of mistakes, and the media is willing to move on from every single one of them. I mean, look at yesterday in Puerto Rico. What did he say? Well, he was up there. New York sent not only a congresswoman, but one of the most congresswomen in the Congress. I need a Biden app on my phone to translate what he means. Google Translate doesn't have a Biden setting. I mean, what else? I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. What does this man even mean? He makes these mistakes all the time. The media ignores them. They pay no attention to it. Oh, let's just forgive and move on. Not a big deal. And it's not just him. It's the entire administration. When Kamala Harris was out the other week and she said America shares a very important relationship with the Republic of North Korea. Guess what? ABC, NBC, CBS News didn't mention it. They covered her trip, but they didn't mention her gaffe. They will do anything to protect this administration. And if you watch what he says, you have to wonder, they don't want to have that question of how sharp is his mind? Is his mind deteriorating? They don't want to have to deal with that question. So instead, they ignore all these gaffes.
Eric, I'm not going to allow this bigotry on my show. These are clearly just slips of the tongue, all of them. You gotta have a little lenience here, Eric. Come on now. I'll see if you can redeem yourself. I'll see if you can redeem yourself on this clip. Last one, Stacey Abrams. Honorary governor of Georgia in her own demented mind. She is now saying that she never denied the outcome of the gubernatorial election against Brian Kemp. Very interesting. Let's watch.
In 2018, on the day I made that speech, if you played the beginning of the speech, I acknowledged that I was not the governor, that Brian Kemp won the election. What I said is that the process denied access to too many voters. And that was proven by more than 3,000 voters who made their voices heard, by a trial and a process that was the first full-length trial held on voting rights in more than a decade in the state of Georgia. I have never denied the outcome. I've always questioned the process and the access. And I think it's dangerous and disingenuous to conflate concerns about access with concerns about outcome. Outcome is about who wins. And no one is entitled to victory, including myself. I've never been unclear about the fact that I did not win the race. But access belongs to every eligible American, and it is incumbent upon every person at every level of government and in our society to demand that equal access to the right to vote be made available in this country. And that's what I continue to fight for.
Never once did Stacey Abrams deny the election, even though Stacey Abrams said the election was not a free and fair election.
She called it rigged. In 2019, she went up before the National Action Network convention and said, "We won." Yeah. She claimed that they won.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't claim that it's rigged, that she won. She told CNN that he wasn't the legitimate governor. When it comes to Brian Kemp, she has denied this over and over. But the question is, where's the rest of the media saying that she is a threat to democracy? And, and democracy is going to die if we listen to people like Stacey Abrams. It's totally tone deaf. She has said this before. She has denied this election over and over again. I don't know why CNN just didn't play a previous clip of her saying these things. They exist. They're out there.